Being old's not so bad. Daughter keeps me fed, and my working days are done.
Ah, you've returned. How goes the task I gave you?
I found King Olaf's verse.
I have to admit I didn't think it would actually be there. Now, let's take a look at this. Oh no, this won't do at all. The copy is incomplete. It's aged to the point that parts are unreadable. And the parts that are readable, well, bardic verse has come a long way since ancient times.
What does that mean?
It means I can't read it to the court. Without the verse, I won't be able to convince Immersive of the importance of the burning of King Olaf festival. If she isn't convinced of the festival's importance, then she won't reverse her decision to stop the effigy burning. It means that the burning of King Olaf, which the Bard's College has held for time immemorial, won't be happening.
Can't we just make up missing parts of the verse?
Make it up? That doesn't seem appropriate. I suppose I could copy his style based on what you brought me, but I have no idea what happened in between these verses.
We can do this. What's the first verse?
O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. King Olaf was Olaf One-Eye? He famously captured the dragon Numenex and took him to Dragon's Reach. What do we say really happened?
Olaf was Numenex, a dragon in human form.
I find that highly unlikely, but the court will love it. I'm writing it in.
Okay, what's next?
Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Strange. According to history, Solitude attacked Winterhold, but this seemed to be saying Olaf reacted. What do we say happened?
Olaf sacked it in dragon form.
Oh, that is exciting! I'm sure the court and the Jarl will love it. I'm writing it in now.
Is that it?
It has a few final lines, but that's all we needed to add. I need to head to court immediately and present this. You should come.
I hope this doesn't land us in a dungeon with Svaknir's corpse.
My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide range of subjects. I teach poetry, writing, history, and the finer points of court life.
I've been meaning to sit and read a book or two from the library. A lot of wonderful tales to be had.
I do hope the court likes the verse. I think we've done an excellent job of recreating it. We should really get to court.
Are we ready?
I think my voice is ready. I hope we've done this well.
Ah, Viarmo. I assume you are here to petition for the reinstatement of the burning of King Olaf festival.
I am, Jarl. I wish to present King Olaf's verse from the Poetic Edda, recovered this very day from the Bard's tomb.
You mentioned something that would convince us the festival should take place, but I didn't expect King Olaf's lost verse. Please proceed.
O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. No shouting match between dragon and man, and no fire or fury did this battle entail. Olaf was Numenex in human form. On moonless nights, he would spread wings and sail. Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Because Solitude would not soon bend knee, Olaf would hurt them while his status accrued. He sacked Winterhold in dragon form and bent their minds to blame Solitude. So ends the story of Olaf the liar, a thief and a scoundrel we of Solitude commit to the fire. In solitude, bards train for their service. They also gather each year and burn a king who deserves it.
You have proven your point, Viarmo. The festival is truly a celebration of solitude and a condemnation of false kings.
I thank you, and the college thanks you, Jarl.
Furthermore, I believe that such a fine poem deserves some payment of patronage. The college will be very generously rewarded.
Oh, thank you yet again. I will make sure our applicant, who was instrumental in recovering the poem, will be well rewarded.
Make sure that she is.
Unbelievable! You have done us a great service here. I can't begin to thank you enough.
Does that mean I'm a bard now?
Soon. These things must be done properly. You will be inducted as part of the festival itself. I need you to go speak to Yorn. He was preparing the effigy of King Olaf. Tell him to finish the preparations. The festival is back on!
Bunch of power scavengers from where I see.
The Imperials are good for business, and business is good for Skyrim.
Ah, the bard to be. Did Viarmo send you?
My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide
festival is
range of
back on.
subjects. I teach poetry,
Great.
writing, history,
Looks like you'll
and
be
the
one of
finer
us
points
soon.
court life.
We'll gather outside the college for the burning of King Olaf.
What a fascinating time to be alive. Mark me, these days will be remembered long after we're gone.
Celebrate
People are staring.
the burning of King Olaf. The festival would not have
Get
been
some clothes
possible
back on.
without the dedication
Are
and
you
hard
blushing,
work
Dragonborn?
of our latest applicant.
Spiced wine for the weaking sleeper.
Are you going to put some clothes back on now?
With the lighting of
Maybe.
the effigy,
Maybe not.
Sure, Sorex. Just like you did.
she
I'm here if you
becomes
need
a
me.
full-fledged member of the Bard's College. Please welcome our newest bard. I think they like you.
So I'm a bard?
Yes, congratulations. You are now a full-fledged member of the Bard's College. Due to your adventurous nature, several of the college professors have some things they wish you to do. What's more, Elisif has declared the burning of King Olaf should become a weekly event. And finally, there's the matter of the patronage that Elisif wanted me to give you.
Congratulations on getting the festival restored.
You've done well by restoring our festival.
I heard you're the reason we get to have this. Thank you.
Spiced wine here.
Burn the king!
So nice to get this break from my cleaning duties.
Bjorn is the best of the bunch. You should hear him sing.
My money's on the big one.
You're that one from the college. Heard about you. What in the world?
Those who shirk their duties will get an extra beating. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Grelid.
And one more thing. I will hear no more talk of adoptions. None of you riffraff is getting adopted, ever. Nobody needs you. Nobody wants you. That, my darlings, is why you're here. Why you will always be here until...
Heard there were wolves on the road up north.
...into that wide, horrible world. Now, what
Hold
do you
it
all
there.
say?
Keep your distance.
Thank you for your kindness.
That's better. Now scurry off, my little gutter snipes.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
What? Why, how dare you? I will not be intimidated in my own orphanage. Get out! Get out this instant!
All right. You are now under arrest.
You should respect your elders.
By the gods!
It's Grelid! Someone has killed Grelid! Grelid is dead! Offensive Hooray! Grelid the Kind is dead at last! We're saved! Enough! Yay! Aventus really did it!
The Dragonborn
He got
of
the
legend.
Dark Brotherhood to kill
nasty
Grelid.
Victory is yours!
Hurrah!
I submit!
Hooray! We love you, Dark Brotherhood!
Enough!
When Aventus took off, when he said those things about killing Grelid, I never imagined he was serious. When Aventus escaped, Grilla got meaner than ever. I really thought she was going to kill one of us. Guess not. Ah! I can't believe it! Grilla is dead? She's really dead.
Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you carry, eh, lass?
Actually, I'm looking for this old guy hiding out in Riften.
Ah, expecting free information, eh? Help me deal with business first, then we'll see how I can help you. Besides, you look like your pockets are a little light on coin. Am I right?
My wealth is none of your business.
Oh, but that's where you're wrong, lass. Wealth is my business. Maybe you'd like a taste.
What do you have in mind?
I've got a bit of an errand to perform, but I need an extra pair of hands. And in my line of work, extra hands are well paid.
What do I have to do?
Simple. I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his stand. Once you have it, I want you to place it in Branche's pocket without him noticing. There's someone that wants to see him put out of business permanently. That's all you need to know. Now, you tell me when you're ready, and we'll get started.
I'm ready. Let's get this started.
Good. Wait until I start the distraction, then show me what you're made of.
Everyone, gather round. I have something amazing to show you that demands your attention. No pushing, no shoving. Plenty of room. You need to hear this. No pushing, no shoving. Plenty of... Gather round, all.
Come on, Brynjolf. What is it this time?
Patience, Branche. This is a rare opportunity. No.
Who wants you?
Well, I see that my time is up.
Don't even think
Come
about
back tomorrow if you wish to buy.
What a waste of time.
Have you seen those random marks on those buildings?
Looks like I chose the right person for the job. And here you go. Your payment, just as I promised. The way things have been going around here, it's a relief that our plan went off without a hitch.
What's been going on?
My organization's been having a run of bad luck. But I suppose that's just how it goes. But never mind that. You did the job, and you did it well. Best of all, there's more where that came from. If you think you can handle it.
Helka, have you had anyone come by and try to sell you an iron horn?
I can handle it.
All right then. Let's put that to the test. The group I represent has its home in the Ratway beneath Riften, a tavern called the Ragged Flagon. Get there in one piece, and we'll see if you've really got what it takes. What is it with you and all these questions? Very well, ask away.
I'm looking for an old guy, probably hiding out in the Ratway.
Yeah, I bet I know your guy. He's hiding out in the Ratway Warrens, paying us good coin for nobody to know about it.
What in blazes are you talking about?
Don't play stupid.
Come back when you grow a backbone.
Buy some armor.
Wait, what's the string? Sit on.
It is done. I won't go back. I won't. You must take the lexicon. Free me of my burden.
Lexicon burden? What are you talking about?
The memories. I cannot stand them. You must take them away. Return them to Amunshenzell. You must take the lexicon from me. Please, take it now.
It's okay, I'll take the lexicon.
You must bring it to Amunshenzell. In the west, return it to them. It must go back.
Ugh, that fisherman probably skipped out on me like the last one.
What's wrong?
Do you like mud crabs? Wait, don't answer. Just read this note. Maybe it will express my dilemma better. Mud crabs are fascinating creatures, don't you think?
Bounty Juvenile Mud Crab. After hanging up my sword and bow to live a quieter life, I decided to study the lives and habitats of mud crabs here at the Riften fishery. It is my hope that one day we might breed mud crabs much like we do fish. If only everyone else at the fishery shared my interest. I am in search of a juvenile mud crab so that I may study its growth. These young mud crabs rarely leave the water, so now I need an intrepid fisherman to catch one. They can be caught in almost all lakes and streams throughout Skyrim, though a breeding ground is said to be in Whiterun, west of Broken Fang Cave. Please make haste. I must show progress on my research as soon as possible. Mariah, Riften Fishery. Note to self, it's been 12 days since an adventurer took up this bounty, and so far nothing. How much longer must I wait?
One could regard mud crabs as vermin is simply beyond me. It's a shame the fishery doesn't share my interest in mud crabs. We could have achieved much.
I managed to find a juvenile mud crab for you to study. Here you go.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I don't know why you helped me, but if you want, I could use some more assistance with the fishery work. Here, this is the key to the fishery. Drop by our master angler at least. He could show you a few tricks.
Know of anyone in need of fishing work around Skyrim?
Zaria from Falkreath asked for a glassfish. Smells fishy considering the private matter part, but maybe you can get something nice out of it. It's all in this note. Until next time.
What could it mean? Return of the Dragonborn? And who...
Please help me. I'm going to lose my job at the Riften fishery. I really need your help. I don't want to lose my job at the fishery. What am I going to do?
You might lose your job?
My job at the Riften fishery is in danger. The owner, Bolly, said that if I show up for work in this condition one more time, then I'm out. I don't mean to do this to myself, but I can't help it. I tried some skooma a year ago, and ever since then, I can't stop. If you could give me a healing potion, I could cleanse this poison from my body and get back to my life.
Sure, here you are.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Here, take this. It's all I can offer you for what you've given me. It is our most favored company.
Where do you get your skooma?
Look, I don't think I should say. I mean, they could kill me.
I think you owe me one.
Okay, I'll tell you. I get my skooma from Sarthas Idrin. He has some sort of a setup over the Riften warehouse. You can't get inside, though. They've kept that place locked up tight since the war began.
Who has a key to the warehouse?
I overheard Bolli say that only the Jarl carries the key to the warehouse. When I meet Sarthas there, he's usually waiting for me outside with his bodyguard.
Do you like working at the Riften fishery?
Bolli is a good man. He pays us well and watches out for us. I used to work at the Blackbriar meadery, but Indarin and I never saw eye to eye. That elf has no patience at all. It's probably for the best anyway. I'm far better at fishing than working in a meadery.
What is skooma?
I'm not sure what it's made from, but I can tell you that once you've had a taste, you'll never crave anything else. The Dunmer came up with the stuff a long time ago. Very illegal and very hard to come by. I got mine off a merchant ship in Solitude. Worst mistake I ever made.
What will you do now?
If it wasn't for skooma, I'd already be on my way out of this horrible city. All my gold, completely gone. Now I have to start over. I'll never use skooma again, although I suppose a little mead now and then would be harmless. You've been kind. I thank you.
Catching fish and cooking them, even breeding them, those are tools and means, not art.
I'd like to improve my fishing skills. Could you teach me a few things?
You want to be a fisher? Here, grab this list and catch me some fish.
An entire list of fish to catch? But I only just learned how to fish.
So what? Just catch them all and your skill will be improved.
Should I cook them for you while I'm at it?
What? No!
Relax, I was just joking.
That's not funny at all. These are fishes we are talking about.
The fish you tend to at the fishery must be very important to you.
Of course they are. Beautiful, scaly little creatures.
I'll bring them back soon.
My thanks to you.
This place sells a lot of junk.
List of fair weather fish by swims in deep water. Various fish to catch on a fair weather day. Ours has dreamt of these waters many times, filled with strange, exotic fishes from all over Skyrim. No, not fishes. Friends. Well, at least until they're harvested and sold as food. We have a business to maintain, after all. Friendships can only go so far before gold gets in the way. The fish in my dreams seem to be okay with this arrangement, and he rarely lies to me. And so, with his blessing, I will teach you to catch these fish, and in exchange you will bring them here. Here is a list to start with. Carp, glassfish, goldfish, pogfish. They are fair weather fish and should be easy enough to catch. Even so, please read the first volume of Fishing Mastery, written by yours truly. A copy should be sitting on a shelf in the back room of the fishery. When you are done, return to me and we will find our new friends a home and use some coin. Her eye is an odd one. She wants to fill our precious waters with mud crabs. Mud crabs! Crabs are not fish. They do not swim. They do not smile. You cannot speak to a mud crab. They cannot hold a conversation in their nuddly little pincers. They are clumsy creatures, but more importantly, they are unhappy creatures, dour and sunless like the soil in which they sleep. Ours is to wonder if Varia is not well to suggest such a thing. A single glassfish is needed for a potion that a client has requested. I cannot leave my shop unattended during the daylight hours, so I have no choice but to request that someone else acquire this fish for me. Please see me at my establishment, Brave Concoctions, in Falkreath, once you have the glassfish. A reward of 100 gold will be granted, plus an additional reward for anyone who might be willing to assume more work regarding a private matter. Zarya. Fishing Mastery, Volume 1, by Swims in Deep Water. So you've decided to learn how to fish? Good for you. It's a noble endeavor, and with plenty of practice, it can be a profitable one. Keep in mind that every journey begins with a single step, one that is usually clumsy and will end with you falling on your face. That is why, for your first lesson, it's recommended that you stick to calmer skies and fairer climates, where the fish will happily bite on even the most unattractive of hooks. This guidebook details 4 types of fish that are ideal for beginners. They are most common on a clear day near streams and lakes in the fairer parts of Skyrim away from snow and ice. The places one can catch these fish are too numerous to mention here, but an excellent way to begin one's fishing journey is to start by casting your line right off the docks near the Riften fishery into Lake Honrich. Once you've had your fill of lake fish, head west to try your hand at fishing from the river that runs alongside Iverstead. End your journey at Villamere Inn with aching arms and a full belly. Carp, caught in temperate lakes and streams, large in size, uncommonly caught, seen in fair weather. They say the carp is the Jarl of the Karth River, royal, stately, and austere. This sounds like it would taste very tough and chewy, but that is not the case. Eat until your scales swell. Carp are very popular for many reasons. Some even keep them as pets, but they are too big for most fish tanks. Better to eat them. Glassfish, caught in temperate lakes, small in size, commonly caught, seen in fair weather. Glassfish are common fish one can see through like a window. They are not so different than us on the inside. The best time to catch them is on a clear day, but if you're lucky, you can catch them on a rainy day as well. While their natural habitats are deep subterranean waterways, glassfish can be caught in the open waters of warm, clear lakes when they swim above ground for spawning. They say that if you eat a glassfish, you'll become clear as glass yourself. Goldfish, caught in temperate lakes, small in size, uncommonly caught, seen in fair weather. Goldfish are known for being kind. They would much rather talk things out than get into a fight. This doesn't mean they will be friends with your hook. You will need to woo them, like any fish. Like glassfish, you won't find them in a river. Next time you think you've spotted a septum glistening at the bottom of a small pool, there's a chance it might be a friendly goldfish staring back instead. Pogfish, caught in temperate streams, large in size, commonly caught, seen in fair and rainy weather. A long, bright fish with silver scales and a claw-shaped mouth. I should ask Varia what she thinks of pogfish. Perhaps she might like them just as much as a mud crab. You can also find a pogfish on a rainy day. Sometimes they're just in a gloomy mood. Pogfish use their powerful fins to swim up and down the rivers of Skyrim, most commonly in the Reach. Spend some time fishing along a stream, and your lure will catch the clawed face of a pogfish before you know it. If you manage to obtain all these fish, congratulations, you have graduated from novice to apprentice. If you are so inclined, feel free to bring proof of your catches to the fishery in Riften. We're always looking for new friends to add to our collection. Line and Lore by Aland Seabird. My name is Aland Seabird. My fame, or lack thereof, is irrelevant. I am not a writer. As it so happens, my wife gave me this quill when I retired. She called it a gift. To me, it is a burden, but I suppose many teachers feel the same weight. If I were to walk the bridge to Sovngarde, I would take all my knowledge with me. Hard lessons learned from decades fishing the waters of Skyrim. In my life, I've fished in waters open and deep, amidst storms no mortal dare brook. I've ventured down bottomless caves and challenged the monsters of the deep with my hook. I've seen them all and caught them all, be it fish, monster, or food. With this guide, I will teach you how to do the same. Chapter 1. The Rod. Just as a warrior needs a sword and a blacksmith a hammer, First thing any aspiring fisherman needs is a rod. You can find one at a general goods store or left behind on boats and docks by other fishermen that have come before you. When you obtain one, wield it like you would a weapon, swinging it this way and that. Get a feel for its balance and weight. It must become an extension of your body and mind. Chapter 2. Supplies. Once you have a rod, you will next need supplies. This includes bait and other essentials to capture the fish once it's been reeled close to the shore. However, you need not bring your own. It is customary in Skyrim to leave fishing supplies by waters where the fish are plentiful. To find a set of fishing supplies is to be met with a greeting, a hearty hello from one fisherman to another. When you are done, you will leave these supplies with the next fisher. Such is the way. Chapter 3. Casting the line. When you are ready to fish, bait your hook using the fishing supplies. Then cast your line with vigor and allow the hook to sink below the surface. The art of fishing is one of patience and focus. In particular, it requires the concentration of two senses, sight and touch. You might ask, how can one know if there are nearby fish for the taking? It is no different than the way moths are drawn to a flame. When your bait lands on the surface of the water, nearby fish will excitedly converge. The ripples on the surface will quickly announce their presence. Watch for these ripples carefully. The more the water stirs, the more plentiful the number of fish. In contrast, a quiet surface when your line hits the water will tell you there are no more fish to catch, and you must return in a day's time. In time, you will learn to tell fish apart based on the tug on your line. You will know the difference between a river betty's curious nibble and a carp's eager pull. Chapter 4. Reeling it in. When you have hooked your fish, the time for patience and serenity is over. Now comes the throes of war. Your fish will thrash as it fights for its life, but you must keep your grip firm and your mind focused as you reel your line and pull in your catch. Once you have reeled it in, the fish is yours. Scale it, cook it, and consume it how you please. Depending on your custom, there are different rituals to follow, but for all fishermen, catch is always a cause for celebration. Chapter 5. The Rare and Unusual Catch. Different fish are native to different climates. If you seek a variety of fish, do not stay in one place. Temperate lakes and streams to the south will hook you a different catch than snow-fringed ponds and pitch-black caverns. When you seek a fish that is seldom caught, the uncommon and rare fish that fishermen brag about until long in their years, your best bet is to fish when the sun is low on the horizon. Dawn and dusk offer the best chance to catch those elusive creatures. If you seek the very rarest of fish, special rods are required. Seek the advice of those in the Riften fishery. Follow their guidance and wisdom, just as you have done with me. Of course, not every catch will feed your belly. Some may fill your coin purse, while others have interesting uses to those who brew potions. In my travels, I have even heard tell tales of dwarven rods, used to lure lost trinkets settled at the bottom of ponds and lakes. For what purpose, a Nord like myself cannot know. As the world moves on, such things are lost to time. Chapter 6. In conclusion. There you have it. As I stated at the beginning of the journey, I am no writer. What is written here are not words, but a piece of me. It is the callow boy who in his arrogance was nearly dragged into the water by a goldfish. It is the shivering fishmonger sitting on a frozen bucket in the dead of night, praying to Kind that he will live to see the sunrise. It is the old man at the lake drinking a potion of strength, turning back time so he can hook an old foe. It is part of me, and if you heed its message, it will become part of you.
Fishes themselves, however, they are art.
The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hotgun. That's a thing that's not happened. Hundreds
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
Of the Dragonborn, and who among us could possibly hold that honor? Such power.
If you're... Voli's around somewhere, planning to feed the poor with his nonsense about Mara.
I have a note that implies a thief planted something in your strongbox.
Oh, now that can't be good.
I can check it out for you. Make sure it's not a trap.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Shit! You asked for it. Yeah, don't mind that. That wild beast is a chant.
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years. It's not like my poaching is hurting anyone. The Jarl can hardly eat every deer now, can he? There's enough for all of us if you aren't greedy. I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years. It's not like my poaching is hurting anyone. The Jarl can hardly eat every deer now, can he?
Quick death was too good for the likes of her. I hope she spends...
You, arsehole!
That's the end of it.
freeing solitude of being in the open wilds. Nice to feel clean again. Nice to feel clean again.
Ha! Here we go.
Very peaceful yet. Lady Stone. Finally, a useful one. You get health and stamina. Me and you could always use a bit of extra stamina. There's good game in these woods. You could live off the land for a long time.
Long life to you, Thane.
I need a steward for my house. Are you interested?
I'd be honored to be your steward. You've built a fine steading here.
I'd like you to make some improvements to the house.
Certainly. What did you have in mind?
Cow.
I'll keep an eye out for a good cow to purchase.
I'd like you to make some improvements to the house.
Certainly. What did you have in mind? I'll see to it at once.
I'd like you to make some improvements to the house.
Certainly. What did you have in mind?
Carriage.
Very good. I'll see about hiring a carriage driver at once. I'll take my leave then.
We need to find Esbern fast. I wouldn't wish capture by the Thalmor on anyone.
Requested report. Bali, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your suspicions are likely correct. I've been following Nivenor as you requested, and I'm fairly certain that she's had extramarital relations with more than one individual within Riften. I have yet to obtain proof of her adultery, so please do not confront her with this information until I've secured it. I'll waive the usual charges for now, but expect full payment once the proof is in my possession.
Thalmor orders by Elenwen, a communique from a Thalmor agent to a subordinate scout. Agent Sanyon, in response to your report dated 22nd Morningstar 401, your request for an expeditionary force is hereby denied. Sanyon, this is the 7th report you have filed this month, and not one of your leads, not one, has turned up so much as a shred of evidence that a Talos shrine exists in the Lake Ilinalta region. No prisoners, no documents, nothing. Our forces are stretched thin enough as it is, and I have better missions, better agents to assign them to. If you feel so sure of your informant, investigate this yourself. Come back with proof or not at all. By my hand and seal, Elenwen.
Things to do. By Bali. Things to do. Repair holes in nets. Sending to Markarth too expensive. Look for local solution. Valandor, perhaps? Repair wood damage on fish pens. No skill required for this. Should simply have Wujita take care of it. Adjust fishing charts for Lake Honric. Need to keep ship clear of Golden Glow Estate. They took pot shots at our ship last time we moored within a stone's throw of their location. No idea why, and answers to Erengoth have gone unanswered. Tell Nivenor to stop spending so much of our damn money.
Stranger's instructions. You've made it this far, which proves you're ready for the real work. But first, let's go over why you're here. You may have heard the Grey Fox is dead. It's true, but the fox lives on in the one who wears the cowl. This job will tell me if that person is you. Who am I? That's not important. Just a stranger who wants to see the cowl passed on to someone who deserves it. As you might expect, the job won't be easy. It requires fast thinking and fast fingers. But get it done and you'll be worthy of being the next Grey Fox. Take the forged deed in the strongbox, then find a woman named Gisli in Solitude. On her should be the real document. You'll relieve her of this burden, then place the fake in Eriker's house. She'll think she misplaced it. When the job is done, find the barrel behind the Weaking Skeever for further instructions. A stranger. Leave a Norse journal. I've always despised my husband's charity, but at least it was just coin, and he let that stranger into our home for dinner. He was an odd sort, prone to forgetfulness and a wandering eye. I wasn't sure if he was staring at my bosom or the amulet around my neck, but stare he did. It wasn't entirely unwelcome, but I wasn't about to flirt in front of my husband. Besides, it turns out he wasn't staring at me at all. He actually wanted to know about the creepy doll behind me and asked if I was expecting. Told him I wasn't, and the doll was for one of Bali's charity cases. Erica in Solitude asked us to take in a child for reasons that are beyond me. I told Bali I wanted nothing to do with the urchin, but my husband is stubborn when it comes to his bleeding heart. Luckily, a few days after the dinner, the boy just disappeared, and I know better than to care.
The Cabin in the Woods by Mogan, son of Molag. A tale of a soldier and a sobbing ghost. Late one night, a few seasons ago, a soldier was returning home after several bloody battles. He decided he would save some gold and try to cross the pine forest on foot. The first day of his journey was rather uneventful. The soldier stuck to the main path and kept a brisk pace. When it started getting dark, he set up his bedroll, built a small fire, and cooked up some rabbit he had caught. A fine day indeed, he thought to himself as he fell asleep. Partway through the evening, the soldier was woken up by soft sobbing in the distance. He grabbed his sword, assuming it to be a bandage shrink, but pretended to sleep so he could get the jump on him. After a few minutes, the sobbing started moving away from his camp until he could no longer hear it. For the rest of the night, he slept with one eye open. Day 2, the soldier awoke from what rotten sleep he could catch and started off through the forest at a quicker pace, intending to put distance between himself and whatever he had heard last night. As the day went on, it began to rain heavy, so the soldier built himself a little shelter for the evening so he could remain dry while he slept. It took him a little longer to fall asleep, with thoughts of the previous night fresh in his mind, but he eventually slept. This time, he awoke to sobbing that sounded like it was right outside his shelter. The soldier grabbed his sword and crawled out of the shelter. In front of the fire, he saw the back of a ghostly woman sobbing into her hands. The soldier mustered his courage and asked her what was wrong. No answer. He began to slowly approach, but before he could reach her, she turned and screamed at him. The ghostly woman raised an axe and began to run at the soldier, disappearing before she made contact. The soldier took off into the night with just his sword in hand. He ran until the first light of dawn, where he started down the road again as fast as he could move. The third day was bright and sunny, but the soldier, rattled and sleepless, didn't even notice. He moved as fast as he could, trying to get through the forest before nightfall. As darkness began to fall, he saw a cabin just off the road and thought to himself that it would be a good place to hunker down for the night. After arriving at the cabin, he spent some time blocking the doors and windows. Nothing would get in. Despite his preparations, he could not sleep. He sat in what used to be the cabin's bedroom, staring at the barricaded door, shaking. Eventually, he could keep his eyes open no longer and fell asleep. This time, he awoke to laughing on the other side of the barricaded door. It sounded like the woman from before, but he refused to believe it was her. The soldier burst through the barricaded door into the main room to find the ghostly woman from the night before, staring at the ground, laughing hysterically with axe in hand. He began to relentlessly attack the ghostly woman, but could feel his strikes were less effective. He used a scroll of firebolt, which drew a scream from her, and she exploded, disappearing. The ordeal was over. The ghost was gone. The soldier slept well that night, and the next day made excellent distance through the woods. As the sun began to set, he came out on the other side of the forest and looked back, remembering the days before. As he turned and started walking away from the woods, he could swear he heard the sobbing again.
From the Memory Stone of Michaela Leckie. Diary of Leckie, a Redguard warrior and master of Ansei. This is a faithful reproduction of the thoughts recorded in Michaela Leckie's Memory Stone, found in the Bankerai Pass in the year of reckoning, First Era 973. 7 years before the fall of Arsinium due to the combined efforts of the armies of Daggerfall, Sentinel, and the Order of Diagma. Almost all of this is in the first person, as Michaela was unfamiliar with the protocols and scholarly formalities of recording herself into a memory stone. Nonetheless, her heroism and heroic deeds live on, her memories fresh in the stone for all to feel and hear. I wonder if this'll really work. The Mages Guild took me for 25,000 gold crowns if it doesn't. Imagine, this stone will record my thoughts? What did they say? Just unwrap it from silver foil and leather bag, and as soon as it touches my flesh, it'll begin to record? Pain. Must block it out. No one would want to hold the stone and hear my thoughts if I let it record my pain. Thank the Ebon Arm and the training I received in the Hall of the Virtues of War. I can block out this pain. There, it's walled off. Yes, I can see it there just beyond my consciousness, lurking like a hungry wolf. The wolf that will soon consume me. I see also my inevitable death from these damn wounds. No potions left, the healing crystal and ring are used up, and me with not even magic enough to light a candle. But the gods did give me other gifts. Gift of sword singing, the thrill of battle. Frandar Hunding's Book of Circles, the way of the sword. But then, that is my story. I get ahead of myself. I'm Michaela Leckie, a warrior, a sword singer, a second-level Ansei. In my cradle I could form the Shahai, spirit sword, a mystical blade. Mine, formed of pure thought serpents, intertwined with vines of roses to form the blade, as beautiful as... but I'm about to tell you about that, to tell you my story, a story of valiant battle, and my loves of my wars of betrayal, and of this last glorious victory. To tell you how I came to this distant, lonely pass, me and 5 companions, to fight these men and monsters, to defeat the army that would fall on my people like cowards in the night. But again, I get ahead of myself. I am a simple warrior. I grew up as a maiden of the Spirit Blade. As early as I can remember, I wanted to be a singer, to feel the hunger of the blade in my hands, to feel it come alive and take my enemies. I'm told our people were artisans and poets long ago in our desert homes. Here in the new home now known as Hammerfell, many of us have returned to those ancient ways. But to me, there is but one way, the way of the sword. This is hard to tell. I grew up in my noble family, the only one of 3 brothers and 2 sisters that felt the calling, song of the sword. Father understood, for he too had felt the call. He'd become a master and Ansei long before settling down at our estate to raise a family. At 11, I entered the Hall of the Virtues of War and joined the Maidens of the Spirit Sword. In my band, there were 6 of us. Daring Julia, Solid Patya, Big Kati, Svelte Celia, Wise Zell, and me. All are gone now, save me, and soon I will join them. Join them in the halls of the unknown gods of war. We drank together, we fought, we wept, we grew in the way of the sword. We joined in our learnings in the hall with our brothers of the blade. Learning from each other, we all sat at the feet of the hall master, striving to learn the depths of the Shahai, making the spirit blade into a real weapon as friend our Hunding had. Only a few had the purity of heart and virtue to be able to take the step and learn the mysteries of Ansei, sword sainthood. Somehow, of all the brothers of the maidens, only I possessed the unique qualities, the faint but strong enough flicker of magicka to call forth the Shahai. Many times I called it. Seldom would it become substantial enough to be a weapon. To be an Ansei of the first level, you just need to be able to call it, and that I could, so I became the first Ansei from a local hall in 2 generations. I have so much to tell, so many memories, so many treasures to share with you, my unknown companion. How do I start? The pain is still out there, lurking hungrily, slowly consuming what's left of me. I guess I'd better tell of the final battle, the one that's left me here. And then if I have the will left to tell you of my life, my love, Ralif. Oh, what a lad he was, what times we shared. Evan, forgive me, my mind wanders. Let me go to the final battle. To start, in the middle, yes, we maidens grew, learned, and mastered the way upon completing the walkabout. To you who are not singers, this is a wilderness trek, emulating the times of Frandar Hunding, where we each wander the countryside, righting wrongs, defeating monsters, performing quests in the name of virtue. Some of us in our hall took years to finish. Always there's danger. We 6 maidens each returned in our own good time, but many are they who do not live to return from the walkabout. We returned each to our own lives, to meet in the hall once a week, to tell our stories to the new maidens and brothers, and to perform as instructors in the way of the sword. All was well till the night of the mid-year festival. All our people were reveling and enjoying the repast, but for we 6 maidens. It happened that the festival day fell on our day of meeting in the hall, our day of prayer and fasting and honor to the way of the sword. As we met late into the night, a knocking rang on our door. When I opened it, there was a guardian from the banker I passed, wounded and near death. He told us of betrayal from the north, an invasion sponsored by Hyrak, led by King Joal of Daggerfall, our ally in the war with Arsinium. Quickly we used up a crystal of healing in restoring him to vitality. We sent him on to the king, while we 6 grabbed our weapons and armor of power, and as many potions, marks, and crystals and rings as we could carry. We flew to the pass, hoping upon hope that we would not be too late. Our journey was not in vain, for we arrived just at the very point where the last 3 guardians were overwhelmed by the horde. Into the pass we ran, forming the old battle line, 6 abreast. Oh, did we fight! The song of the sword was a joyous noise, slicing through the ranks of evil. We fought for hours. Julia was the first to fall, a cowardly poisoned dagger finding a rent in her armor. Then one by one all fell, save me. Oh, cruel ebon arm. Then my beloved sword, the sword of my father, the one with the serpent's crest, fashioned by the master swordsmith Singer Tansal, broke in my hands. All was lost, our 6 lives spent in vain. Now, many, many of them would pour through the pass. I would be easy prey for them, like a newborn child. I wept in frustration. Then I remembered the hearth in our home, the book, Frandar Hunting's Book of Circles, the Way of Strategy. I reached for Shahai, spirit sword, that which I could never reliably form when I needed it, and behold, it was alive, alive with fire. It formed in my hand, ablaze with power, and I slew mightily, right and left like a scythe through wheat. All the way to the Lord of Daggerfall I fought. With one blow I cut his magical armor asunder. One more took his head. But to do that, the deed cost me dearly. Wounds by the dozens, for although I had magical armor, it was not formed of spirit like my blade. It was not as invincible as my blade or my own spirit, and I was sorely wounded. With the felling of King Joal, his army crumbled. They fled before my wrath. All ran back through the pass, not even pausing to collect their dead or wounded. All who could stand ran for their lives, and I slew all I could reach, but my breath was coming short, and the pain. Finally I rested on this rock where you find me now. I don't know why I chanced to bring this stone along. I brought it on a whim, really, with the loot from... Well, I guess I need to really stop and tell my story in order. I feel able to go on to tell you more. The eternal night is descending more slowly than I thought. Not just yet am I ready to compose my death poem. A little sip of water and, well, I think I'll go back and tell you of my life. Maybe some details about the battle. And yes, about Ralif and our children. Where will I start? I simple warrior. I grew up as a maiden of the Spirit Blade. As early as I can remember.
Frontier, Conquest, and Accommodation, A Social History of Cyrodiil, by University of Gwillem Press, 3rd Era, 344. Details the presence of humans in Tamriel prior to the original Nordic conquests thought to bring humans to Tamriel. Historians often portray the human settlement of Tamriel as a straightforward process of military expansion of the Nords of Skyrim. In fact, human settlers occupied every corner of Tamriel before Skyrim was even founded. These so-called Nedic peoples included the Proto-Cyrodiilians, the ancestors of the Bretons, the aboriginals of Hammerfell, and perhaps a now-vanished human population of Morrowind. Strictly speaking, the Nords were simply another of these Nedic peoples, the only one that failed to find a method of peaceful accommodation with the elves, who already occupied Tamriel. Iskra Mor was certainly not the first human settler in Tamriel. In fact, in Fleeing Civil War in Atmora, as the Song of Return states, Iskra Mor was following a long tradition of migration from Atmora. Tamriel had served as a safety valve for Atmora for centuries before Iskra Mor's arrival. Malcontents, dissidents, rebels, landless younger sons, all made the difficult crossing from Atmora to the new world of Tamriel. New archaeological excavations date the earliest human settlements in Hammerfell, High Rock, and Cyrodiil at Metheric era 800 to 1000, centuries earlier than Iskra Mor, even assuming that the 12 Nord kings prior to Harold were actual historical figures. The Nedic peoples were a minority in a land of elves, and had no choice but to live peacefully with the elder race. In High Rock, Hammerfell, Cyrodiil, and possibly Morrowind, they did just that, and the Nedic people flourished and expanded over the last centuries of the Merethic era. Only in Skyrim did this accommodation break down, an event recorded in the Song of Return. Perhaps, being close to reinforcements from Atmora, the Proto-Nords did not feel it necessary to submit to the authority of the Skyrim elves. Indeed, the early Nord chronicles note that under King Harold, the first historic Nord ruler, First Era, 113 to 221, the Atmoran mercenaries returned to their homeland, following the consolidation of Skyrim as a centralized kingdom. Whatever the case, the pattern was set. In Skyrim, expansion would proceed militarily, with human settlement following the frontier of conquest, and the line between human territory and elven territory was relatively clear. But beyond this zone of conflict, the other Nedic peoples continued to merge with their elven neighbors. When the Nord armies of the First Empire finally entered High Rock and Cyrodiil, they found Bretons and Proto-Cyrodiils already living there amongst the elves. Indeed, the Nords found it difficult to distinguish between elf and Breton. The two races had already intermingled to such a degree. The arrival of the Nord armies upset the balance of power between the Nedic peoples and the elves. Although the Nords' expansion into High Rock and Cyrodiil was relatively brief, taking less than 2 centuries, the result was decisive. From then on, power in those regions shifted from the elves to the humans.
Every time I see that smile, gods, I want you. hostile kind. Ugly little bastards.
Need you useless diseased little shit!
Hey, I was just thinking about you. Was wondering if you needed anything.
Is that a smile I see?
Maybe. Maybe not.
I think you rather enjoy a bit of music, don't you?
Aye. It turns out that I do.
What's your favourite instrument then?
Don't laugh. But I quite like the lute. I wouldn't mind having a fiddle with it myself, actually.
I'd like to see that sometime.
And no doubt you will bring it about, as you always do, eh? My love.
What's wrong? You look troubled.
No, not at all.
I know it's something. Are you going to tell me?
Don't laugh, but I wrote a poem for you.
You did? Oh, Kaiden, please let me hear it.
As you wish. Love is the reason for all that I know. An embrace of sunlight, melting the coldest of snow. A kiss of rain upon summer's thirsting flowers, the sole and only reason to give my soul its powers. Your touch is as gentle as the moonlight glow. Without you in my life, I would have nowhere to go. My fate would fall into the darkness beyond. No reason nor assurance could ever be found. My heart was broken. My life was desolate until you came along, my virtuous soulmate. All that I am, I give to you. All that I can be is because of you. All right? Are you sure that's all? My sexy wife.
Let's rest here.
Ah, it's good to be back home. My love.
Let's talk.
I'm at your service.
How are you doing, Kai?
I'm good, love. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm not doing so well.
Hey, are you okay? Was that all you needed? That's the face I fell in love with.
Come on, let's get going.
I'm ready. Let's go. I feel nothing but bliss when I am in your presence.
Long life to you, Thane. I can take you. First, all of the reasons. Shit! I can fantastic.
Fuck off! You asked for it. It's actually quite beautiful here.
Have our scouts come up with any information on these reports of dragons?
Yes, milady. That unpleasantness at Helgen supposedly involved a dragon. It killed several soldiers before it departed.
I want you to speak to the city guard. Make sure there's a contingency plan in effect in case Riften falls under attack.
Yes, milady. I've also taken the liberty in preparing a private carriage, just in case.
Good. If Riften should fall, it's only right that its leader be spared. Welcome to Riften, traveler. I hope the road fared well for you.
I've discovered a skooma dealer in Riften.
Yes, I'm afraid we're aware of Sarthas's presence in the warehouse. Unfortunately, we're certain he has informants within the city guard. Every time we've made a move to arrest him, he's escaped. However, if you take care of this discreetly, you might be able to surprise him without warning.
Sure, I'll do it.
Excellent. Here, this is the key to the warehouse. See if you can drop in on this dealer of poison and convince him to close down his operation permanently.
You need to leave.
What's your stance on the war?
While I feel Ulfric's cause is just, my concern is for the people of the Rift. How can they continue to lead their already meager lives with dark clouds looming overhead? My heart goes out to them. If only our coffers were deeper, I could protect them as they were my own family.
What of Ulfric himself?
With the Stormcloaks at his back, Ulfric's poised to rid Skyrim of the Empire's forces and invalidate our involvement with the White Gold Concordat. Many have died taking up arms for this cause. I fear that the land will be stained with blood for years to come.
Perhaps not.
What is the White Gold Concordat?
Surely you're aware of the Great War between the Imperials and the Elves who called themselves the Aldmeri Dominion? When the smoke cleared, the White Gold Concordat was signed. It was supposedly a treaty aimed at establishing peace within the Empire. One of the terms of a treaty was the outlawing of worship to Talos.
Are we still meeting?
To the Stormcloaks, this was viewed as the moment when the Empire became unworthy of the allegiance of any true Nord.
Training isn't complete yet.
I'll look forward to it then.
Tell me about the Thieves Guild.
We're all eager to see them brought to justice. Maven Blackbriar has assured me that they're being dealt with appropriately. As one of our city's most influential citizens, she's taken it upon herself to oversee their incarceration. Sadly, they're proving elusive, but I have confidence that Maven won't give up until this city has been rid of them all. Good journey to you. Unmid, I wish to travel about the city. Prepare an escort, please.
Begging
I
your
know
pardon,
you.
my lady, but
Where
I
was
strongly
it?
recommend against it.
Oh, you were getting something for me.
On the streets might bolster the city's morale.
I'd like to make an investment in your business.
An investment? Very well. I don't see why not.
Take that risk.
No, of course, you're right.
Let's see what you can do
I'll
with
stay
this.
here for now.
Thank you. When I have the time, I'll try to think how best to use this.
Sent word that she requires your seal in order to expand her shipments into
You appear to need help getting organized.
Of course.
Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar. No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get. In fact, if you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments.
What did you need me to get?
As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away. What I need is my Dwemer stirring spoon, my orichalcum ingot, and my grand soul gem. In fact, I could use them immediately. Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you. No, that isn't right. I'd be happy to reward you.
I will hear no more of this, Harald. Do
Point the
you
way and I'll
understand
get
me?
them.
No more.
Excellent. I can't wait.
And Uriel,
Well,
please stop
why are you still standing here?
For the Jarl to roll.
Oh, right.
You and
You
I
need to know
both
where they
know
are.
it isn't true.
That would help.
I would never knowingly place Layla in danger. You know
What has you so preoccupied?
Someone actually interested in what I'm doing. Amazing. Well, allow me to explain.
I'm just concerned about her safety.
My
That's all.
experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy.
I would use the blue thing.
The blue thing? But even the simplest harmonic field is composed of entirely...
I strongly recommend against it.
Wait just a moment. The blue thing. Yes. I can see your point. Draw out the necessary energies using a Jarl apparatus. But wait, what about soul reversal? You must be aware of the consequences when using the apparatus near an open magic field.
How about using calipers?
Calipers? That's utterly ridiculous. Maybe long ago you could just find calipers in every household across Tamriel, but not anymore. Hold on. You've given me a brilliant idea. Just as calipers hold materials in place, a soul siphon can hold magic fields in place. Genius! And I'm sure you've completely worked out how to counteract complete dimensional collapse, right?
Swallow a soul gem?
Are you completely insane? Swallow a soul gem? That has to be the most brilliant and unexpected solution I've heard in a long time. It solves all of my problems and keeps the field stable. Now all I need... Wait, what were we talking about?
Where exactly am I going?
Let's see. Last time I used the Dwemer's spoon was at my dear friend Bodhi's house in Iverstead. Fellstar Farm, I believe it's called. The orichalcum ingot should still be at Winterhold at the Frozen Hearth Inn. I don't know why I didn't just take it with me. And last is the Soul Gem. I left that one in Windhelm at the White Phial Alchemy Shop. It was a good trade, too.
I trust
Oh
you.
well.
I'm just concerned about her safety, that's all. Don't be angry with me.
I have to
I'm not
remember.
angry with
you. Ward first.
Have you
then
heard?
silent.
There's been another dragon
Chambers later
attack.
and we can discuss the
Kindsgrove this
situation in
time.
private.
All meat guaranteed, clean and free from rock.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
What is it you seek, my child?
Which of the 8 divines do you serve?
We are devoted to the goddess Mara, who gave mortals the gift of love, that they might have a hint of eternity. Her blessings are many. To love is to know the true nature of the gods.
May I receive her blessings?
Not all can hear the broad echoes of deepest dawn. To receive the touch of Mara, you must first act as her hands in the world. Explore the facets of the infinite jewel. Are you prepared, then, to help bring the light across this land?
Just tell me what to do.
The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see. Mara has reflected an image to me. At the foot of the throat and the young woman, almost a girl. Her fickle love must resolve itself. The village of Iverstead. The woman, Fastred. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants. Return when she has seen her path. I will entreat Mara on your behalf.
Reports of a disturbance. Marama, we've gotten numerous reports of disturbances in the graveyard area next to the temple, and we'd like you to investigate. The reports describe strange noises, described as stone grating on stone, and shadowy figures moving about the mausoleum. I've sent a guard to investigate, but they've come up empty-handed. We've already spoken to Alessandra, but she assures me these odd reports have nothing to do with any rituals of arcade she might be performing. Any help you could render would certainly be appreciated. Anuriel, Steward of Riften.
I pray for you to help me be a more compassionate sod and to forgive those who piss me off. Are you holding up all right? With you all the way.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
Don't cross me,
Crisp as a winter's morning.
Huh? What do you want?
You work at the stables?
Yes. Hofgreer took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected.
What kind of trouble are you in?
I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me. I don't know what to do.
Tell me the details.
I was able to work out a deal with the stables in Whiterun to sell me some of their tack and harnesses. I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me.
I'll help you pay off your debt.
You will? Oh, thank you. Be careful with Sapphire. She mixes with all sorts of nasty people.
Have you heard? There's been another dragon attack. Kynesgrove this time.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
I'm kind of busy, but if you need any potions or ingredients, let me know. You here for lessons like Ingen? Or did you wish to buy something? Do you have any idea how busy I am? My mixture could be burning as we speak.
I'd like to make an investment in your business.
Excellent. I think you'll be glad that you made this decision.
Let's see what you can do with this.
Thank you. I'll be sure to put it to good use.
Why is your shop down here in the canal?
Well, the moisture in the air is better for the ingredients. It isn't every day that you get your hands on fresh nirnroot or painted troll fat. It also makes it easier to gather water when the canal is right out the front door. Besides, I also prefer the quiet. I didn't open this business for browsing. Come in, buy what you need, and get out.
Do you work alone?
Hardly. In fact, I don't know how I get anything done with all the distractions I have to put up with. My wife, Halfjorg, well, she's a necessary evil, I suppose. Not a lick of talent when it comes to alchemy, but she keeps me fed. Then there's Ingen Blackbriar. Bright young thing and a worthy apprentice, when she isn't wasting my rare ingredients. Yes, goodbye.
My mind is on my experiments today. What did you need?
Are you an alchemist?
I'm aspiring to earn that title, yes. However, the road ahead is paved with loose cobbles and deadly pitfalls. Master Elgrim says I'm a natural, that I have a unique talent, but I fear his approval masks his intolerance for my mistakes. My errant formulas have cost Master Elgrim a fortune in ingredients, some of which are almost irreplaceable.
What sort of ingredients do you need?
To restore Master Elgrim's supply, I would need 20 Deathbell, 20 Nightshade, and 20 Nirnroot. Am I sensing that you may be interested in gathering these rare ingredients for me?
Sure, I'll get them for you.
That means more time for my experiments and less time in the field. Much appreciated.
I have Nirnroot for you.
Ah, yes, excellent samples. Thank you. This coin should compensate you for all the bother.
I have Deathbell for you.
Good. My experiments are at a critical stage, and these are just what I need to finish. Here's some coin for all the trouble.
I have Nightshade for you.
Perfect. This is just what I needed. Here's some gold for your time.
Why are you so fascinated by alchemy?
It's exhilarating to observe the effects of my potions on the body. Watching the heart stop, the eyes go blind. We're made up of thousands of parts with thousands of different functions, all working in tandem to keep us alive. Yet if only a single part of our imperfect machine fails, life fails. It makes one realize how fragile, how flawed we are. You ask why I'm so fascinated? The irony that the same world that gave us life provides us the means to die.
That was the last of the ingredients.
Yes. Master Elgrim will be pleased I've restored his stock of these rare ingredients. I feel I owe you a bit more than some meaningless coin for all your diligence. Here. This key unlocks my supply chest at Elgrim's Elixirs. Feel free to take what you need from time to time. I'll be refilling it once every few days or so.
Tell me about your family.
My family. All that wealth and they squander it on foolish ventures and political schemes. I was meant for so much more than all of this. I wish to pledge my life and ply my talents in darker circles. If only my mother would let me, I would make her proud. Don't forget to check your supply chest from time to time.
You're not as dumb as you look.
This place has seen better days, but it's not my fault.
You've got your hands full, eh?
I swear if I wasn't around, Elgrim would forget to eat his meals. How we make any coin at all is beyond me. In fact, I need to arrange for someone to pick up an ore sample for me in Shore's stone. Goodness knows Elgrim won't lift a finger to do it.
I could get it for you.
You would? Oh, that would be wonderful. Speak to Filnyar in Shore's stone. He's got some sort of ore sample he wants us to identify and was willing to pay us well for it.
Are you an alchemist as well?
I know how to mix a few basic potions, but I'm nowhere near as skilled as a master alchemist. I've picked up a few tricks by reading the tomes scattered all over the shop, but I don't have the knack to pull off half of the formulas. I wish Elgrim had spent more time tutoring me than that Ingun girl.
Are you jealous of her?
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. Elgrim can barely put on his own shoes, let alone have the energy to pursue a young girl. He's been gushing about how talented Ingen is at alchemy. He'd never say it to her face. That's not his way. I just think Elgrim's taken it upon himself to mentor the young thing, so he focuses a lot of attention on her.
Does it bother you living underground?
When Elgrim said we were setting up shop down here, I told him he would catch his death. The dirt, the moisture, is disgusting. Who wants to spend their life living like a skeever? But that old bellyacre just fed me some nonsense about light ruining his mixtures and being close to the water. Ah! Be careful. The road to Shore's Stone could be dangerous.
Meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
People of Riften, heed my words. The return of the dragons is not mere coincidence.
If your allegiance
This is one of the signs. The signs that Lady Mara is displeased with your constant inebriation. Put down your flagons filled with your vile liquids, and embrace the teachings of the handmaiden of Kine.
No, Maramal. We talked about this. Talon?
Kirava, certainly we can come to some sort of an understanding. These people must be made aware of the chaos they've sown.
Enough, Maramal. We've all heard of the dragons and their return. There's no need to use them as an excuse to harass our customers.
Very well, Talon. I'll remove myself from this den of iniquity.
We're not kicking you out. Just keep the sermons at the temple and let us all sin in peace. Welcome to the Bee and Barb, milady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me know.
How did you meet Kirava?
I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting.
I have them right here.
I don't know what to say. Such kindness is unheard of in these times. Here, I want you to accept this as payment for your sacrifice. And we both thank you.
What's on the menu?
Depends. Are you thirsty? Hungry? Both?
You mentioned you served special drinks.
3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Chant, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujama. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
Yeah? What's your problem?
I wanted to talk about Shadow's debt.
I knew that stupid kid would try and find a way to weasel out of his debt. Look, this is really simple. I lent him some gold, he promised to pay me back, and now he says he's broke. End of story.
You and I both know this is a setup.
All right, all right. I guess I made enough from his shipment. No need to waste any more time threatening a stable hand. Tell Shadra he doesn't owe me anything. I hope we bump into each other again.
So, what are we doing tonight?
Look, I already said Shadra doesn't owe me a thing, so get off my back.
Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar.
What sort of message?
Well, I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth.
Sounds easy enough.
You're a smart woman. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time.
Why is Sibby in jail?
No idea, but whatever he did, it must have angered Maven. No guard would lock up a Blackbriar without the old lady's permission.
Why don't you go tell Sibby yourself?
I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been locked up. No, I'll meet you outside of town. I'll meet you outside of town.
Sticking it to me, Blackbriar. Now that is a job that I can enjoy thoroughly.
Go.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
Tell me about Riften's Thieves Guild.
To call it a guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think?
I agree completely.
You know, I'm beginning to respect you. Other than Eren, you seem to be the only other person I've met I might be able to trust. Since we share the same opinion of them, let me warn you that they're recruiting others to join their guild, and you should be cautious.
Tell me about the Blackbriar family.
Maven Blackbriar, the matriarch of the family, represents everything that's wrong with this city. She's bribed countless officials, has friends back in the Imperial City, and freely associates with the Thieves Guild. I've tried everything I can to protect Riften's citizens from her family, but to no avail.
Who else is in the family?
Well, there is Ingun Blackbriar, Maven's daughter. Strange girl. She likes to spend time down in Elgrim's elixirs working on her alchemy. Then you have Hemming, Maven's son, spoiled brat and heir to her empire. He follows her word like a loyal dog follows its master. And finally, Sibby, the worst of all of them. He's in Riften jail for murder.
You're not from Riften?
I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, Elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between.
Why are you here then?
Many years ago I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust.
What happened to your blade, Grimsever?
It was lost years ago in a Dwemer ruin. Without it, I feel almost as defenseless as a newborn. I don't think I'll ever be able to find a replacement.
I could find it for you.
I couldn't ask you to undertake such a treacherous journey. It would be a fool's errand. But I see that spark in your eye, and I know better than to warn you away. Grimsever rests within the Dwemer ruin of Misinchaleft. Tread carefully, friend. Those same ruins almost took my life.
You're Riften's protector?
It's been difficult. I've taken the burdens of this city's problems upon myself, and I keep running into impossible obstacles. Corruption, lies, and deceit are the order of the day here. If it wasn't for Erin, the young man who saved my life, I think I'd already have given up long ago.
How did Erin save your life?
It was Erin who found me dying outside of a Dwemer ruin. If he hadn't brought me here and nursed me back to health, I would have died. When my strength returned and he told me about the problems plaguing Riften, I decided fate brought me here for a reason. So I stayed.
What happened to you in Misinchaleft?
I was adventuring in the depths of the ruins when I was attacked by a massive construct, like nothing I had ever seen. When the Colossus struck, Grimsever was knocked from my grasp, and I was wounded badly. It was only through blind luck that I was able to crawl away from the Dwemer abomination and make my way to the surface. I must have collapsed, because the next thing I remember is Erin standing over me, tending to my wounds. Please be careful. I don't wish to be the reason for your death.
Go on then. Deliver my message to Sibi.
What do you need? Yes? Until next time.
Look, I already said Shadra doesn't owe me a thing, so get off my back.
But already sleeping in it.
Go on then. Deliver my message to Sibi.
Hot meals are nice and all, but it's impossible to sleep through Ragnar the fucking Red all night long.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss.
If you've got the coin, you're welcome here. Otherwise, hit the road.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim, always as fresh as the day it was collected.
How do you keep this food so fresh?
I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands.
My dear, you have no idea.
Okay, I'll find some.
Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out.
And rattle someone else's cage.
I've found the ice wraith teeth.
Perfect, just perfect. These should help keep my stock fresh for quite a while. And as promised, here's my trade. Hope you like it.
Tell me about the Thieves Guild.
They live below the streets in the Ratway like dirty animals. And trust me, they're no better than the vermin that slink out of there for scraps. They make it difficult for decent people to earn a living. Of course, not many decent people live here in the first place.
What's the Ratway?
It's Riften's name for the sewers beneath our feet. Absolutely disgusting. If you fancy keeping your purse filled with gold and your head on your shoulders, I'd stay out of those awful tunnels. Thanks again for the ice wraith teeth.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
What brings you to Ballamon today? Repair? Purchase?
You seem quite proud of your work.
Smithing's been in my blood for generations. I owe my success to my forefathers and their recipe for flame. The secret is my forge. It consumes fire salts, a strange mineral that burns as hot as red mountain lava.
Impressive.
Well, it was. Sadly, this forge is dying, and I've used the last of my fire salts. If I can't feed it soon, it may grow cold.
Would 10 pinches of fire salts help?
Amazing. These must have been very hard to come by. You've saved my business and warmed an old smith's heart. For that, I thank you.
I imagine current events are keeping you busy.
People say I'm making gold off of other people's misery, but what else would I do? Smithing is all I know. Next time one of my shields deflects a killing blow, they'll change their tune. Return anytime. You're quite welcome here.
Mercy!
Any luck with Sapphire?
You're no longer in debt with Sapphire.
By the 8! You actually talked her into it? I don't know what to say. I didn't think anyone in Riften even cared what happened to me. Look, I was saving this, but I wanted you to have it. I thought I might need it if Sapphire came for me, but I don't need it anymore. All right, then.
Hello? Who's there? I was sure I heard something.
This place sells a lot of junk.
Shipment's ready, by Kilnir. Sarthas, just got in a shipment of moon sugar from Morrowind. We're refining it now, and the schooner should be ready by the time you get to Cragslane Cavern. Bring the gold, or don't show up at all.
You're the harbinger of the companions.
Catching fish and cooking them, even breeding them, those are tools and means, not art.
Here are the fish you asked for.
You've done well.
I'm ready for the next fishing challenge.
It seems I got you hooked on now, huh? Here's a list of another type of fish to catch.
I see these fish come out in the rain. And Mum, you lost your lucky fishing hat.
It's a personal thing, but it means a great deal to me.
All right, I'll be back soon with the fish. And the hat.
My thanks to you.
Yes, darling.
What's next?
I like the Rift better than anywhere in Skyrim. Cool forest, open night, and you almost felt the things.
Out of my way! The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers.
The Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hrothgar. Such a thing has not happened for hundreds of
What can I do for you? Speak. I wish to hear everything my subjects have to say.
Sarthas Idrun has been taken care of.
It's nice to receive good news for a change. Did you recover anything else from the warehouse worth mentioning?
I've discovered the source of the skooma.
Then there's no time to lose. It won't take long for Sarthas' associates to learn of his death. The source of the poison must be destroyed once and for all. Otherwise, another dealer will simply take his place. Do this task for me, and you'll be well on your way to a title in Riften.
I'll make sure it's done.
Good. Report back to me when your task is complete. Good journey to you.
Use your smarts. Just like I'm supposed to figure out which college you meant.
They always have.
What was that? Is someone there?
What was that?
I was sure I heard something. Huh?
The filth that lives here and no better than the skeever.
Take my advice. Don't listen to that talk of the face sculptor down in the Ragged Flagon. Face Butcher is more like it from what I've heard.
What can I do for you?
The Crags Lane operation has been stopped.
Well done. Your continued efforts have been of great benefit to the people of Riften. Allow me to present you with this compensation for your selfless efforts.
Is there anything I can help Riften with?
Ah, there you are. I was wondering when you'd visit us again. I've been informed by my steward that you've made quite an impression in the Rift. Several of our citizens have expressed their admiration.
Regarding what, my lady?
Much like Miol, you've become champion of our hold, helping people with their difficulties and providing assistance for their needs. As the Jarl of Riften, I feel it's my duty to honor your selfless behavior by honoring you with the title Thane of Riften.
I would be honored to accept.
Before I can present you with the title, there's but a single requirement you must fulfill. A Thane of Riften is expected to maintain permanent residence within the city walls. My steward has such a home available to you for purchase. I think you'll find the accommodations to be most pleasing. When the house is yours, return to me, and I will present you the title. Good journey to you.
Surfeit of Thieves by Anise Noru. How a busted robbery gets even worse. This looks interesting, said Indik, his eyes narrowing to observe the black caravan making its way to the spires of the secluded castle. A gaudy, alien coat of arms marked each carriage, the lacquer glistening in the light of the moons. Who do you suppose they are? They're obviously well off, smiled his partner Hariah. Perhaps some new imperial cult dedicated to the acquisition of wealth? Go into town and find out what you can about the castle, said Indik. I'll see if I can learn anything about who these strangers are. We meet on this hill tomorrow night. Hariah had two great skills, picking locks and picking information. By dusk of the following day, she had returned to the hill. Indik joined her an hour later. The place is called Ald Olira, she explained. It dates back to the Second Era, when a collection of nobles built it to protect themselves during one of the epidemics. They didn't want any of the diseased masses to get into their midst and spread the plague, so they built up quite a sophisticated security system for the time. Of course, it's mostly fallen into ruin, but I have a good idea about what kind of locks and traps might still be operational. What did you find out? I wasn't nearly so successful, frowned Indik. No one seemed to have any idea about the group, even that they were here. I was about to give up, but at the Charterhouse I met a monk who said that his masters were a hermetic group called the Order of St. Idnua. I talked to him for some time, this fellow by name of Parathion, and it seems they're having some sort of ritual feast tonight. Are they wealthy? Asked Haraya impatiently. Embarrassingly so, according to the fellow, but they're only at the castle for tonight. I have my picks on me, winked Haraya. Opportunity has smiled upon us. She drew a diagram of the castle in the dirt. The main hall and kitchen were near the front gate, and the stables and secured armory were in the back. The thieves had a system that never failed. Haraya would find a way into the castle and collect as much loot as possible, while Indik provided the distraction. He waited until his partner had scaled the wall before rapping on the gate. Perhaps this time he would be a bard, or a lost adventurer. The details were most fun to improvise. Haraya heard Indik talking to the woman who came to the gate, but she was too far away to hear the words exchanged. He was evidently successful. A moment later, she heard the door shut. The man had charm, she would give him that. Only a few of the traps and locks to the armory had been set. Undoubtedly, many of the keys had been lost in time. Whatever servants had been in charge of securing the Order's treasures had brought a few new locks to affix. It took extra time to maneuver the intricate hasps and bolts of the new traps before proceeding to the old but still working systems. But Haraya found her heart beating with anticipation. Whatever lay beyond the door, she thought, must be of sufficient value to merit such protection. When at last the door swung quietly open, the thief found her avaricious dreams paled to reality. A mountain of golden treasure, ancient relics glimmering with untapped magicka, weaponry of matchless quality, gemstones the size of her fist, row after row of strange potions, and stacks of valuable documents and scrolls. She was so enthralled by the sight, she did not hear the man behind her approach. "You must be the Lady Tressid," said the voice, and she jumped. It was a monk in a black hooded robe, intricately woven with silver and golden threads. For a moment she could not speak. This was the sort of encounter that Indik loved, but she could think to do nothing but nod her head, and with what she hoped looked like certainty. "I'm afraid I'm a little lost," she stammered. "I can see that," the man laughed. "That's the armory. I'll show you the way to the dining hall. We were afraid you weren't going to arrive. The feast is nearly over." Haraya followed the monk across the courtyard to the double doors leading to the dining hall. A robe identical to the one he was wearing hung on a hook outside, and he handed it to her with a knowing smile. She slipped it on. She mimicked him as she lowered the hood over her head and entered the hall. Torches illuminated the figures within around the large table. Each wore the uniform black robe that covered all features, and from the look of things, the feast was over. Empty plates, platters, and glasses filled every inch of the wood, with only the faintest spots and dribbles of the food remaining. It was a breaking of a fast, it seemed. For a moment, Haraya stopped to think about poor, lost Lady Tressid, who had missed her opportunity for gluttony. The only unusual item on the table was its centerpiece, a huge golden hourglass which was on its last minute's worth of sand. Though each person looked alike, some were sleeping, some were chatting merrily to one another, and one was playing a lute. Indik's lute, she noticed, and then noticed Indik's ring on the man's finger. Haraya was suddenly grateful for the anonymity of the hood. Perhaps Indik would not realize that it was she, and that she had blundered. "Tressid," said the young man to the assembled, who turned as one to her and burst into applause. The conscious members of the order arose to kiss her hand and introduce themselves. Nerdla, Sualek, Kyler, the names got stranger, Toniop, Hitilist, Neuterap. She could not help laughing. "I understand. It's all backwards. Your real names are Aldrin, Celius, Raylik, Poignot, Stylith, Parathion." "Of course," said the young man. "Won't you have a seat?" "Say," giggled Haraya, getting into the spirit of the mask and taking an empty chair. "I suppose that when the hourglass runs out, the backward names go back to normal?" "That's correct, Tressid," said the woman next to her. "It's just one of our order's little amusements. This castle seemed like the appropriately ironic venue for our feast, devised as it was to shun the plague victims who were, in their way, a walking dead." Haraya felt herself light-headed from the odor of the torches, and bumped into the sleeping man next to her. He fell face forward onto the table. "Poor Esrawak Sirif," said a neighboring man, helping to prop the body up. "He's given us so much." Haraya stumbled to her feet and began walking uncertainly for the front gate. "Where are you going, Tressid?" asked one of the figures, his voice taking on an unpleasant, mocking quality. "My name isn't Tressid," she mumbled, gripping Indic's arm. "I'm sorry, partner. We need to go." The last crumb of sand fell in the hourglass as the man pulled back his hood. It was not Indic. It was not even human, but a stretched grotesquerie of a man with hungry eyes and a wide mouth filled with tusk-like fangs. Haraya fell back into the chair of the figure they called Ezruak Sirif. His hood fell open, revealing the pallid, bloodless face of Indic. As she began to scream, they fell on her. In her last living moment, Haraya finally spelled Tressid backwards.
You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to leave. Don't cross me, elf. You need to leave.
Welcome to Mistvale Keep. I'm Jarl Layla's steward, Anuriel.
What do you do around here?
As steward, I serve as an intermediary between the Jarl and her subjects. I also handle the less important and day-to-day policies that affect daily life in Riften. Lately, I've had my hands full suppressing these ridiculous accusations of corruption in the keep.
What are the rumors of corruption you mentioned?
There are those that believe the Jarl does nothing for this city, that it's corrupt and run by the Blackbriar family. I can assure you that this is entirely false. We are fully in control of everything.
I'd like to purchase a house in the city.
Splendid! There's a house available right now.
I'll take it.
Wonderful. Here is the key to your new home. You're welcome in Riften, as long as you continue to obey our laws.
You need to leave.
Welcome to Mistvale Keep. I'm Jarl Layla's steward, Anuriel.
You need to leave.
You're someone who can get things done. I like that.
I've purchased Honeyside.
Then allow me to officially welcome you to Riften. You'll make a fine addition to our city. All that remains now is to bestow the title upon you.
Thank you.
I should be the one thanking you. You've solved more problems in the short time you've been here than anyone in my court has their entire careers. You've been a beacon of hope in these dark times for my people, and I will never forget it. Therefore, by my authority as Jarl, I pronounce you Thane of Riften, and award you all the benefits befitting your station. Congratulations. Good journey to you.
You need to leave. What could it mean? The return of the Dragonborn? And who am I? You need to leave. Hold that on.
That's it. was just realizing. Been a bit since I kissed you. All you have to do is say the word, darling. So, what are we doing tonight? It's actually quite beautiful here.
Notice of cost increase. Kirova, as of this month, I'm afraid we're going to have to double the cost of Blackbriar mead. As you're no doubt well aware, there's quite a bit of civil unrest occurring within Skyrim. With this unrest comes increased costs to us for shipment protection, ingredients, and labor. I think you'll find your customers more than willing to share in this burden by absorbing the costs through a price increase I recommend you institute immediately. Failure to comply with our new costs will result in an immediate interruption of Blackbriar mead. Sincerely, Maven Blackbriar. Per your requests. Willandria, your letter sent to the College of Winterhold was rife with grammatical errors and incomplete thoughts, making them difficult to discern. Could you please clarify the points below for us to ensure we're on the same page? We have no record of a cloud emulsifier device or anything involving the magical manipulation of the clouds. Second, we can't send you a sample of the Heart of Lorcan for experimentation, as no such sample exists. And finally, in the 14th paragraph of your letter, you mention a substance called green moat. We're assuming this was a simple mistake, and you meant to write green spore. If that's the case, we have contaminated skeever carcasses with the disease available, if needed. We'd also like to thank you for sending us your notes regarding your experiments. We've all had quite a grand time reading them. Mirabelle Irvine.
Quite pleased. Balamond, I've been quite impressed with the quality of your work, and I hope that it continues. I've informed everyone within the keep, including the guard, that all repairs and requests for new weapons should be sent your way. Jarl Layla has been notified of this as well, and she extends her sincerest thanks for your contributions to the defense of the city. Just remember, I've stuck my neck out for you by using my name, so don't make me look the fool by letting your standards slide. Harold.
Sibby Blackbriar by Maven Blackbriar. A quick note regarding my son Sibby. He's to be treated as I'd expect you to treat any one of the Blackbriar family, and all of his requests are to be honoured without question. However, if he wishes to be released, you are not to do so unless I expressly authorise it. Sibby needs to learn his place, and the only way that will happen is if he's kept under lock and key. Maven.
Until next time, sweet Helga. Last night was the most wonderful night of my life. The things you showed me, the things we did. I could never have dreamt that it was possible. Who even knew that someone could manipulate their body in that manner while wearing Daedric armor boots? You are a true master of the Dibellan arts, my love. Credit to your religion. Perhaps we'll meet again soon, but next time, allow me to bring the trout, your secret lover.
"36 Lessons of Vivek, Sermon 10. You have discovered the 10th sermon of Vivek, which was hidden in the words that came in the aftermath to the Hortator. The evoker shall raise his left hand empty and open to indicate he needs no weapons of his own. The coming forth is always hidden, so the evoker is always invisible, or, better, in the skin of his enemies. The eyelid of the kingdom shall fill 36 folios, but the eye shall read the world. By this the hortator needs me to understand. The sword is an impatient signature. Write no contracts on the dead. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the word of Boethia. We pledge ourselves to you, the frame maker, the scarab, a world for us to love you in, a cloak of dirt to cherish, betrayed by your ancestors when you were not even looking. Hoary Magnus and his ventured opinions cannot sway the understated, a trick worthy of the always satisfied. A short season of towers, a rundown absolution, and what is this? What is this but fire under your eyelid? Shift ye in your skin, I say to the Trinamac eaters, pitch your voice into the color of bruise. Divide ye like your enemies in houses, and lay your laws in set sequence from the center, again like the enemy quarters of the house of troubles, and see yourself thence as timber or mud slats or sheets of resin. They do not divide, for yet is the stride of Sithisit quicker than the rush of enemies, and he will sunder the whole for the sake of a shingle. For we go different, and in thunder Sithisit is the start of all true houses, built against stasis and lazy slaves. Turn from your predilections, broken like false maps. Move and move like this. Quicken against false fathers, mothers left in corners weeping for glass and rain. Stasis asks merely for nothing, for itself, which is nothing, as you were in the 8 everlasting imperfections. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the words of Vivek. Understand that Sithisit still travels. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the words of Vivek in a phosphorescent mirror of the sky. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the words of Vivek, drowned and smiling. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the words of Vivek, intermittent hopes enough. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the words of Vivek, to answer all the things. Vivek says unto the hortator, remember the words of Vivek, not yet queried. The ending of the words is Sivi. Kaguti mating habits. Kaguti mating habits. Everything you never wanted to know about Kaguti's private lives, by Edris Orwell. Observations made on wild Kaguti in southeastern Morrowind. Kaguti do not seem to travel in large packs, as previously believed. Perhaps they group into larger packs when mating season is imminent. Females seem to be dominant sex. Males will bring gifts of food in exchange for mating advantage. Males sometimes attacked. Loud vocalizations heard exchanged, believed to be from males, especially at night. Fascinating. Males do not seem to engage in physical confrontation for reproductive rights. Some posturing, but no conflict. All Kaguti display increased aggressiveness during mating. Must be careful not to be seen. Mating Kaguti found to be increasingly territorial.
The Journal of Raelus Sedaris, Volume 21, by Raelus Sedaris. My invisible friends have kept it up, drawing closer. It took me a while to realize they were hiding themselves, but I figure it's out of shame. It takes a certain type of cowardice to spend all your time questioning a man's worth and value. You'd think they'd have the decency to at least let me sleep, but they persist even there. As for the dig, we continue to stall out with the opposition from within the barrow. I had hoped the hardy people of this island would be able to deal with shuffling bones, but I appear to have overestimated them. I won't make that mistake again. Galarian the Mystic, by Asgreen Karlsgrave, a biography of Galarian, a Psijic who founded the Mages Guild. During the early bloody years of the Second Era, Venus Galarian was born under the name Trectus, a serf on the estate of a minor nobleman, Lord Girnassi of Solakich-on-Kur. Trectus's father and mother were common labourers, but his father had secretly, against the law of Lord Girnassi, taught himself and then Trectus to read. Lord Girnassi had been advised that literate serfs were an abomination of nature and dangerous to themselves and their lords. He had closed all bookstalls within Solakich-on-Kur. All booksellers, poets, and teachers were forbidden, except within Girnassi's keep. Nevertheless, a small-scale smuggling operation kept a number of books and scrolls in circulation right under Girnassi's shadow. When Trectus was 8, the smugglers were found and imprisoned. Some said that Trectus's mother, an ignorant and religious woman fearful of her husband, was the betrayer of the smugglers. But there were other rumors as well. The trial of the smugglers was non-existent, and the punishment swift. The body of Trectus's father was kept hanging for weeks during the hottest summer Salakit on Kur had seen in centuries. 3 months later, Trectus ran away from Lord Girnassi's estate. He made it as far as Alinor, halfway across the Somerset Isle. A band of troubadours found him nearly dead, curled up in a ditch by the side of the road. They nursed him to health and employed him as an errand boy in return for food and shelter. One of the troubadours, a soothsayer named Heliand, began testing Trectus's mind and found the boy, though shy, to be preternaturally intelligent and sophisticated given his circumstances. Heliand recognized in the boy a commonality, for Heliand had been trained on the Isle of Artaeum as a mystic. When the troupe was performing in the village of Patansa, on the far eastern end of Somerset, Heliand took Trectus, then a boy of 11, to the Isle of Artaeum. The magister of the isle, Iacasis, recognized potential in Trectus and took him on as a pupil, giving him the name of Venus Galeri. Venus trained his mind on the Isle of Artaeum as well as his body, and thus was the first Archmagister of the Mages Guild trained. From the Sigics of the Isle of Artaeum he received his training. From his childhood of wanton injustice he received his philosophy of sharing knowledge. Gods and Worship by Brother Hetchfield. Speculation concerning the worship of gods and their benefit from such. Editor's note. Brother Hetchfield is an associate scribe at the Imperial University, Office of Introductory Studies. Gods are commonly judged upon the evidence of their interest in worldly matters. A central belief in the active participation of deities in mundane matters can be challenged by the reference to apparent apathy and indifference on the part of gods during times of plague or famine. From intervention in legendary quests to manifestations in common daily life, no pattern for the gods of Tamriel and their activities is readily perceived. The concerns of gods in many ways may seem unrelated or best unconcerned with the daily trials of the mortal realm. The exceptions do exist, however. Many historical records and legends point to the direct intervention of one or more gods at times of great need. Many heroic tales recount blessings of the divinity bestowed upon heroic figures who worked or quested for the good of a deity or the deity's temple. Some of the more powerful artifacts in the known world were originally bestowed upon their owners through such reward. It has also been reported that priests of high ranking in their temples may on occasion call upon their deity for blessings or help in time of need. The exact nature of such contact and the blessings bestowed is given to much speculation, as the temples hold such associations secret and holy. This direct contact gives weight to the belief that the gods are aware of the mortal realm. In many circumstances, however, these same gods will do nothing in the face of suffering and death, seeming to feel no need to interfere. It is thus possible to conclude that we, as mortals, may not be capable of understanding more than a small fraction of the reasoning and logic such beings use. One defining characteristic of all gods and goddesses is their interest in worship and deeds. Deeds in the form of holy quests are just one of the many things that bring the attention of a deity. Deeds in everyday life, by conforming to the statutes and obligations of individual temples, are commonly supposed to please a deity. Performance of ceremony in a temple may also bring a deity's attention. Ceremonies vary according to the individual deity. The results are not always apparent, but sacrifice and offerings are usually required to have any hope of gaining a deity's attention. While direct intervention in daily temple life has been recorded, the exact nature of the presence of a god in daily mundane life is a subject of controversy. A traditional saying of the Wood Elves is that one man's miracle is another man's accident. While some gods are believed to take an active part of daily life, others are well known for their lack of interest in temporal affairs. It has been theorized that gods do in fact gain strength from such things as worship through praise, sacrifice, and deed. It may even be theorized that the number of worshippers a given deity has may reflect on his overall position among the other gods. This is my own conjecture, garnered from the apparent ability of the larger temples to attain blessings and assistance from their god with greater ease than smaller religious institutions. There are reports of the existence of spirits in our world that have the same capacity to use the actions and deeds of mortals to strengthen themselves, as do the gods. The understanding of the exact nature of such creatures would allow us to understand with more clarity the connection between the deity and the deity's worshippers. The implication of the existence of such spirits leads to the speculation that these spirits may even be capable of raising themselves to the level of a god or goddess. Motusuo of the Imperial Seminary has suggested that these spirits may be the remains of gods and goddesses who through time lost all or most of their following, reverting to their earliest, most basic form. The practitioners of the old ways say that there are no gods, just greater and lesser spirits. Perhaps it is possible for all three theories to be true.
Are you holding up all right?
Let's rest here.
This is my favourite part of the day. I love you.
Let's talk.
My gorgeous wife.
When did you fall in love with me?
You remember I told you once I ain't never been in love. I think it's because I hadn't met you.
I love you, Kaiden.
You've carved your way into my heart, and I don't see how you'll ever be moved from there. If you're sure that's all, Dragonborn.
Come with me, I need your help.
Come on then, Trouble.